It's time for the keys to life. When I say keys to life, you say. When I say keys to life, you say. When I say keys to life, you say. All right, all right, all right, all right. Number one, number one, comparing your life to someone else may have you lose your own. Comparing your life to someone else may have you lose your own. Most people at the point of depression or at a moment of sadness, in a moment of regret, find themselves comparing themselves to someone else. Someone else they see on social media smiling, someone they see someone going on vacation, someone married, someone enjoying themselves, just whatever it is that they're doing. And what I want you to understand and I want you to think about is, what if you put all that time staring and looking and paying attention into what you're actually doing? Because if you took the time you spent looking at other people and you put it into what you're doing, you'd have a better life. We just spend most of our time looking at what other people are doing, where they're going, why. We watch people play games, we watch people go on vacations, we watch people do all these different things, and we sit. I want you to get involved with you. Get involved with what you want, what you desire, and get past just wanting it and desiring it. I know most things that we want out of life, it takes some work. It takes some struggle, it takes some discipline, it takes some desire, it takes a lot. But the question that you have to ask yourself is, are you worth it? Are you worth the struggle? Are you worth the discipline? Are you worth what it takes to get you to the different country, the different island, the business that's successful, all the different things? If you're worth it, then why not take the energy you put in hoping and desiring and gossiping and looking and paying attention to all those different things, and the money you spend on all those different things, and put it on what you want, what you desire? Because if you don't, what you already have, you will lose. Think about it. Anything that you've ever lost that you counted to be important, what did you lose it to? You didn't lose it to another person. You didn't lose it to another job or anything like that. You lost it from yourself. It was you that did not complete the mission. It was you that did not do the work. It was you that did not come to the level that you needed to come to. It was you that did not pay. You can say somebody else didn't do something, and you can always blame someone else, and you can blame circumstance, and we'll talk about that later on. But truthfully, you lost it by the actions and the time you spent doing, I don't know, something else. And so what I want you to do is take the time that you have, and I want you to take it and I want you to flip it. Whatever you were doing that didn't bring you to any avail, that didn't help you, that didn't guide you, that didn't take you to where you want to go, move it out the way. Because if it wasn't good for you then, it's not going to be good for you now. And only pour into you what you need to go to where you're trying to go. And that's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult because anything worth something is going to cost you a whole lot. Think about it. Anything that you count to be worth something has a price. And the only thing that was given to you that has a price that most people don't pay attention, people think salvation is free. Salvation ain't never been free. Salvation will never be free. I wouldn't be here if salvation is free. Why would I be here? Salvation is free. You don't need to know nothing. You don't need to think about nothing. You don't need to keep coming back. Why? Because it's free. Everything is good. Life is good. It's free. But it ain't free. It's going to cost you your life. And so therefore you come back because I got to keep telling you that it's going to be worth it. I got to keep telling you that you got to let these things go. I got to keep telling. So my point to you is, anything that's worth it is going to cost you. And you have to pay the cost to get to where you want to go. Number two, real quick. Sometimes you're too late. Now this is sad, but don't worry about it. I got you. Sometimes you're too late. Most people don't want to think about this at all. But think about it. Is it God's fault you're too late? No, because he gave you the opportunity. If you get the opportunity and you lose the opportunity, who lost the opportunity? You. You stayed where you were too long. You didn't advance quick enough. You weren't appreciative of it. You didn't manage it well. Most people lose their life because they don't manage it well. They don't put themselves in the right place. They don't take care of themselves, and as far as their health is concerned, they put things in them that they shouldn't, and then they expect something great to happen anyway. It doesn't always work. But it doesn't mean that God does not love you. It means that you just didn't love yourself enough. And so what I want you to get today, and what I want you to understand today, is that you have to love yourself enough to put some more into you so that you can get more from you. The total thing is that we expect a lot from other people, but we don't expect a lot from ourselves, and that's a difficulty. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I need you to get the word, because we got some things we're trying to achieve. We got some money we trying to make. We got some things, places we trying to go. Talk to yourself. You got to be a better father. You got to be a better mother. You got to be a better sister. You got to be a better. Talk to yourself. You're like, well, I don't know how. Well, read the Bible. Put in your life people that actually are doing what you want to do, achieving what you want to achieve. Change the people that are around you, and you will change yourself. You hang around the people that don't achieve much, and so you're better than them. Anybody that is at the top of their level and their group of people is a problem. Put yourself in a better position where people are achieving. But I'll move on because we got other things we're trying to do today. Number 3, if you fail as a student, you will fail at everything. For everything that you do, you are a student. No matter what it is, for everything in life, you are a student of life. Musicians, you are a student of music. I'm a student of language. I'm a student of God. You are a student of whatever it is that you do. And we're all a student of life. So why do we fail? Because of what we put out. You've got to decide that you're going to put out more to achieve more. Now, in every area of life, there is something that's missing. The question is, what is missing? Some of us, we just aren't aggressive enough. Some of us don't know enough. Some of us didn't learn the correct way. But if we didn't learn the correct way as a child, it's more of our parents' fault. But when you get older, as you get older and you start to get to high school, you start to be able to open your mouth and say, hey, you know what, that's not really working for me. So I need to see it to learn it. I need to hear it to learn it. So I have to change who my teacher is, how my teaching is, what I need to hear. By the time you get to college, you know how you learn. And if you don't go to college, you still learn how you learn. You know what gets through to you. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, for example, all the languages that I learned, I took a foundation book and I said, this is all the things that I'm going to put in. These are the things that I need to go back to. But it does not help me. It only is a reference. Everything that I know is in here. And so everything I have to do, I have to say to myself, how are you going to get this into here? And so I wanted to learn a new language, and first thing I did was I spoke to someone and I said, okay, well, let's try talking. And I said, hello, good morning, how are you? Nobody responded. So I contacted 9 people and I said, hello, good morning, how are you? And I said it to every single person in that language. What happened? I memorized it just like that. Why? Because if I say it, I will, over and over again, I memorize it. So I know what it takes for me to be a student of language. What does it take you to be a student of marriage? What does it take for you to be a student of music? Do you practice your transitions? Do you practice your singing? Do you practice your love language? What it takes you to be a student of that particular person. Yes, a student of a person. If you want to be with that person, why don't you know that person? In, out, backwards, forwards, even as they change. You know what they're going to say before they say it. Even though if you say it, then they'll change it. You know they were going to say it. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be good at that. A student of yourself. Literally a student of yourself, knowing that you're about to give up right now. So what are you going to do to yourself, or what are you going to say to yourself so that you don't what? Give up. Knowing you're about to put your hands on somebody and saying to yourself, all right, you got it. And getting yourself out of this situation, because I'm about 5 seconds. You can, if you can say I'm about 5, you see what I'm saying? Everybody know when you say I'm about 5 seconds off, and then take them 5 seconds, forget the conversation, because nine times out of 10, you want 5 seconds, you walking towards. How about you walk backwards? You understand? Figure out what got you ticking and fix what's got you ticking. The best person to fix you is not somebody else. And so many people are looking for somebody to train them in a way, and they haven't figured out that I need to figure me out. Because I know when I'm about to get overly emotional. I know when I'm about to say something I shouldn't say. I know when tell yourself to shut up. And then when the person, likely you're going to watch this. If you try this, likely the person going to say, well, what was you going to say? That's what they're going to say. You say, nah, it's a trick. I just told you. If I just told you and they say it, you heard me flash back to Sunday morning and say, oh, you almost had me. Don't let it out if you don't need to let it out. You are a controller of yourself. You can achieve yourself. You know when you're about to get emotional. You know when you're about to say, well, I'm not going to text him. Holy Spirit say, apologize. You know, no. You know you ain't telling yourself to apologize. Come on. You know when you hear get it, do it, don't ask questions. Get it, do it, don't ask questions. Get it, do it, don't ask questions. He said, do it or get it, don't ask questions. Because when you ask questions, you look for a way out. You look to free yourself from the responsibility that he's placed on you. You do. But what if? I've done it. I've done all of the things. I promise you, I've done all of the things. I've done it with food. I've done it with people. I've done all the things. I'm like, well, I guess I could eat another one. And I could eat another one after that. And that only got me to 280, so it doesn't work well. You understand what I'm saying? And those are the keys to life.